Hello everyone, and this is Nursky with my very first edition of Steam free game reviews. And this is actually a redo. Why is this a redo? Well, because I actually did the review for this game once, and I hated it. I thought it was rubbish. I thought it was total garbage the way I did it. I was kind of tired at the time. I went back and watched the video again. I was like, this is terrible, so we're not going to do that. Not going to put this up on my YouTube. So, we're going to go at it again, and today we are going to be reviewing on the big unveiling, ta-da! Realm of the Mad God. The co-op fantasy MMO shooter. See, look at that. It says it right there. Co-op fantasy MMO shooter. It's not just a single-player game, it's a co-op game. And not only is it a fantasy game, it's an MMO shooter. Well, let's get a little bit realistic. I looked at a little bit of a review of this game earlier. I guess as much of a review as you could call it that Steam gave it. They basically said, yeah, play this game, it's free, and it's on Steam. The purpose of this is going to be to review all sorts of different free games that come out on Steam. So anytime I review these games, I'm going to rate them. I'm looking at rating them basically just 1 to 5. 1 being a terrible game, 5 being a game you should definitely look into, and then when you get into your 3s and 4s, there will be reasons to play the game, reasons not to play the game, etc., etc. So you're either going to get a score, if it's just absolutely terrible, a 0, otherwise it'll get a 5 if it's great. Simple, right? Yeah. So this game came out just recently, and we're going to check out this game. Now, there's going to be a couple of different things I'm going to be looking for with every game. We're going to be looking at the graphics of the games. Like, is it visually pleasing enough that you're not going to go bonkers playing it? Is the gameplay smooth? Like, can you actually physically just play the game? And then, is it fun? So basically just 3 very common factors. Is it eye-appealing enough for you to not go insane playing it? Is the controls and does the game work properly? And then last but not least, is the game actually fun to play? So we're going to rate it on those 3 categories. So as you can see, I'm into the game. I have played the game a little bit already. You can unlock as you play the game a bunch of different types of characters through your very standard fantasy MMO style of characters: rogues, archers, wizards, priests, warriors, so on and so forth. So as you play the game and gain levels within the game, you can unlock all these other characters. You can mouse over them and it will tell you what you need to reach in order to actually unlock the next character. Some of them you have to unlock are level 2 characters. One thing about this game, you have to start with the wizard. I'm going to pick the wizard, which is going to drop me into the starting zone. The first time you play the game, you'll actually play tutorial. In this particular instance, you get stopped in the starting zone, or put in the starting zone, and immediately you'll see that this is, in fact, an MMO. There's lots of people everywhere. They're chatting. Behind my head, there's a chat. I could say hi to everybody. I say hi, and then see it says hi to everybody. You can see the little bubble over my head. Yay, it's an MMO. There's all sorts of little places you can go to within the area. There's all sorts of crazy stuff you can click on. Silver, access die. I mean, your real typical MMO elements in the games. There's some crafting and whatnot in the game as well. But one thing about this game, I'm going to actually just make it happen right away before I go and show you guys one of the zones, that has been driving me absolutely bonkers, is the lag in this game sometimes can get a little bit crazy. I'm actually going to switch keyboards here really quick because I have my normal competitive gaming keyboard, but it's quite loud, so we're going to switch to my quieter keyboard. But one thing that's been driving me nuts about this game is I was playing it earlier today, and when you move around a lot in this game, I'm going to see if I can actually get it to repeat right now. Since it's quite early in the morning right now, it might not be quite as bad. But you'll get moments, especially when it's at more prime time of the day, where basically your character will start moving, and then he'll get caught on a wall or something, and he'll keep moving. And then even when you let go, you can't control your character. So I'll be like, oh, I got no hands, and then the character's still like cruising across the screen. So the controls can be a little bit sloppy when the servers get laggy. Right now, it's actually pretty decent. Looks like I can move fairly well. The game feels somewhat responsive. So that's an improvement from the play experience I had earlier today, where I was quite disappointed. But these servers do get really laggy. And when they do start to get laggy, they become absolutely positively atrocious to play on. So you go through these portals after you go into the main world, and there's just monsters everywhere. You actually get a mini-map. One thing that actually I thought was kind of bad was if you can see the mouse here. I'm going to actually move over this yellow land. I have it circled on my screen right now. You can see no matter which direction I head, the mouse actually always points that way. It's always just pointing that way. No matter what you do, it always points in that direction. So it's not actually giving you an indication of where you're traveling. You have to actually move and just kind of eyeball it. Now, most people can figure it out, of course, but it'd be nice if you didn't have to do that. So anyways, you'll go around here, and as you just kind of run around a world, and if you didn't notice the music, it's really repetitive, by the way. The soundtrack for this game could use some work. You end up fighting monsters, and you kill the monsters. When you kill the monsters, you'll level up, which is pretty straightforward enough. Controls are easy enough for the most part. I'm about to die, so I'm going to try and stay alive a little bit longer. Clicking your items, you get item slots in this game. You get rose slot, accessory slot, and then you have like just regular inventory shots. You have to shift and then left click to actually use the stuff in your inventory, which is a little bit annoying. And then the other thing you get in this game is you get quests. So it's like quests, Scorpion Queen. And what's the quest for the Scorpion Queen? Well, the quests get really repetitive really fast in this game. As far as the fun factor goes with the quests, now I'm apparently in the middle of an ocean. They're not the best, to be honest. The quests are all just go find some random monster and kill it, and as you're going to try and kill that random monster, there's a bunch of other little monsters along the way. It's not like there's really any elaborate game mechanics to it. You basically hold your left mouse button down, point it towards where you see red stuff on your minimap, and then your little bolts will fly across the screen, and so long as you're within some sort of range of the monsters, you'll repetitively kill monsters over and over again. It's about all there is to the game. I mean, as far as depth of gameplay goes in this game, what you're seeing right now on my screen with me running around shooting monsters is the entire game. There's supposed to be the MMO aspect to it. There's no PvP, though. You can't kill other players. So it's completely just you, basically, versus a bunch of other creatures. So going into just the actual wrapping up here now, you've seen some of the game, and I've explained it a little bit. Just review the different aspects I was talking about. Graphically, the game has terrible graphics. I mean, I think that's pretty easy to see. They're good enough that it's playable, but I mean, even Minecraft, which is a really, really, really simple game, and there was actually a moment I lagged. Even Minecraft, which is a really, really, really simple game, has better graphics in this game. As far as just the general fun, the gameplay and controls to go, they're responsive when the server's working properly. So, graphics bad. I'd probably give them a 1 out of 5. Gameplay and control with the game, it's like around a 4 when the servers aren't lagging, and then when the servers get laggy, it instantly becomes like a 0. You literally can't control what you're doing. You can't physically play the game. Your character wanders off into a direction like we saw right at the end there, where I actually couldn't get my character to respond. And then you die, which is problematic with the playability of the game, because this game basically, your character's alive, you run around, you kill stuff, but the second your character dies, you're done. That's it. You have to completely start over, re-roll an entirely new character. So that makes the game pretty difficult to actually level your character, especially when it has huge mechanical flaws with like lag causing you to lose control of your character, and then ultimately you end up dead. So if you are getting, like, say, you got to get some characters to level 20 to unlock the next character. You get to level 19, you're really close, and then your character lags and you die, and now you just wasted all that time, and it wasn't even anything you did wrong. Your character just lagged and you died. So that's a really frustrating element to this game. And then last, the fun factor. Is the game actually fun? It's entertaining for a couple of minutes, but honestly it gets really repetitive really fast. There's no depth to all the questing in the game. it's quite literally a hack and slash style game without very pleasing graphics. You run around, you shoot monsters, occasionally a little red blip appears on your screen, and it's a quest to go kill a monster. And that's all you do. You run around holding your left mouse click button, shooting stuff, hoping that you don't lag and die and have to start all over again so that you can unlock the next character. Play-wise, the only fun I can see coming out of this game is if you got some friends, you want to have a laugh, have a bunch of you load up the game, and maybe have a little competition, see who can last the longest before you guys all leg out and die to the game. So overall, if I had to rate this game, I would have to say it is probably going to get a score of 1 of the possible 5 points. So that means that the game gets 1, and sadly what that means for Realm of the Mad God is that he is more like Realm of the Sad God. Because this game actually isn't really even worth picking up. Honestly, I'd give it 1 out of 5 as a rating. It's just not very fun. It's very frustrating. You die a lot, which makes it difficult, and the gameplay itself is incredibly redundant, and not redundant in a fun way, with like a game like Angry Birds or something like that, where there's just puzzles and you solve puzzles over again, but every puzzle is unique. It's all completely 100% the same. There's no thinking or logic to it. It's all just mindless run around the screen, shooting stuff. Oh. So, sadly for this game, I cannot give it a very good review. I do not recommend you guys bother even wasting the space on your hard drive, unless maybe you got some friends and you want to have a laugh. That would be the only reason why I would suggest you play Realm of the Mad God, the co-op fantasy MMO shooter. For now, guys, though, that is going to be it for installment number 1 of free Steam game reviews. I'm going to be doing these on a regular basis every time new games come out on Steam that are free, especially a lot of these indie titles. I'll review them and I'll let you know if they're worth you actually bothering to download them and check them out. If they're not worth it, I'll tell you guys not to go ahead and bother with them. So for now, guys, this is going to be Nursky saying peace easy. Please subscribe to my YouTube. You can follow me on Twitter at VPNursky. And last but not least, you can also check out me reviewing all these games and playing games live at twitch.tv/Nursky. Bye for now, guys. Peace easy.